I'm doing good. Thank you for having me. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for another conversation with Champagne and Just Listen. We're going to call him Just this evening, but so excited to have him here talking about new music. Of course, you guys know I'm going to fan out because he is on my favorite Mace. He's on his label, so we got to just let's sip to that. And cheers to that as well.
Hey.
Yes. Love, love, love Mace. So I got to do the fangirl thing there. So, yes, welcome. How are you?
Thank you. I'm doing well. I'm blessed. Tired, but I'm blessed.
Yes, I know I see the palm trees behind you. I'm jealous
Yeah.
of that, but
It's all good. It's all good. You gotta come visit the West Coast.
oh my goodness, do not tempt me with a good time. I'm so upset that I miss Ursher on the West Coast. I can't believe all of the season has gone and I missed
Oh
him. I'm
yeah.
so upset about it.
Yeah, he was in Vegas, huh? He was doing this thing out in Vegas
Doing
for a
his
while, for a
thing.
couple months, I feel like. Yeah.
A long time. Yeah, like the top
Hmm.
of the year almost. So yes, I am so upset that I missed him. But let's talk about your new music. You have a single out called Good Girls,
Hmm.
and that's vibing in the A, I see. It's got the bounce to it and it's real slick. So let's talk about your inspiration for creating that.
The inspiration for creating that song was it's pretty simple. It's kind of self-explanatory. I just wanted some representation for the women that tend to get looked over sometimes. You know what I mean? Just
Mm.
because they ain't outside doing the most, they ain't showing all the skin, and they coming home, they doing their 9 to 5, going home, saving their money and taking vacations. You know what I mean? You don't really see them like that. So it was really just a song for them and to make those ladies feel good too. You know what I mean? We always turning up for the bad girls, but then they ain't no turn up for the good girls. So
The good girls have fun too until we turn bad. That's right.
and yeah, that's what
That's,
it is.
that's right. We gotta love the ladies. So I love that in this time, it's still giving the message that hot girls can be good girls. You do not have
Hmm.
to totally expose yourself in all the ways in order to be respected. And I thought that that was super dope because I think that when it comes from you all, the male, the fly male in that kind of scene and you're saying, yo, slow down, you can still do it this way. I think that that
Yeah.
gives them a sense of like, we can be easy, right? You don't have to feel like
Hmm.
you so much. Shout out to our fam, Good Girls. Joyce and Monica are the original Good Girls of the 90s. And Your Sweetness is one of our dope tracks too. So I want you to check that out.
Will
Be
do.
cool to see you guys do a little something with that.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm ready to see the video. I got to go do my research now.
That's it. That's it. So you have like a vibe, it's like a rap and then an R&B swagoo, if you will. So tell us about
Hmm.
that. How did that come about?
Pretty much just mixing two styles of music that I really like doing. And just finding the balance in between that. I always when I went into creating music, I wanted to have the aspect of it being two artists on one song, but it's really one artist. So that's why if you listen to most of my music that I got coming out, it's gonna be more singing on the hooks, and then maybe the verse you'll get some rap or you get some fly talk. But yeah, I always want to have that aspect. So when I first started making music, people was like, "Wait, that's you?" And they was like, "Wait, that's you too?" I'm like, "Yeah." So I kind of like where that went, and just kind of stuck with it.
I like it. So what part do you gravitate to more?
R&B. I like the R&B
Okay.
side. I like the melodic side of it.
Yeah, that's cool. So we can certainly say R&B is not dead, right?
No, it's definitely not that. No, it's definitely not that.
It's not dead. So growing up, who did you like to listen to?
Growing up, shoot, anywhere from No Limit to Lil Wayne to shoot, man.
Yes.
Oh, let me think. I don't want to miss anybody. Biggie Smalls. And you
Uh-huh.
got Tupac. Anybody that was pretty much big during the late '90s, when I was able to understand music, is what I'm a fan of. my mom is a huge music head, and she had plenty of CDs and plenty of tapes, and I would sneak her tapes and listen to everything. So I'm pretty much like a mold of every type of style and every type of artist. But those are some, just to name a few. It's a lot to go down the list, but
A
those are some of the
lot.
top ones.
Yeah, that's cool. And so you mentioned that you have a new single that you guys are working on. And as I
Hmm.
mentioned, ladies and gentlemen, for you guys that are just joining us, we have Just Listen, and he is artist on Mace's label. And tell me the name of the label.
It's called Rich Fish Records.
I wanted you to say that. So that's right. So we have that going on, and we have a new single that is playing right now. You can stream that everywhere. That's called Good Girls, and
Mhm.
that's a whole vibe. And then you said you guys are in the studio now, and you're working on some new music that will air or drop when?
Early February is when we're shooting to do
Okay. And we can't get any excuses, any features, anything going on.
it. I try to be real discreet. I don't want everybody to know my next moves, but I got
Okay.
some big stuff in the works. I mean, obviously, I'm tied to a heavy hitter, so as far as features and stuff like that go, we looking at major features, for the stuff that we are doing. But I have a lot of records that are just solo songs as well that I kind of want to get out the way first before I really branch to doing features. So that's something that's been on the back burner that I haven't really thought too much about, just because I do so much solo music to where it kind of goes back to when I make a song, it sounds like it's two people already on the song. So it's something
Okay.
that doesn't
Yeah.
click until someone's telling me like, "Hey, such and such, it sound good on that." I'm like, "Okay, I see what you mean." But it's never really like my first thought to like have a feature or anything on it. But yeah, I got
Right.
some people in mind. One of the people I will say I'll throw out there is Lloyd. I know you're pretty familiar with Lloyd.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lloyd is one of my good friends. We've
Is
been talking
he?
about getting a song right now. Yeah, we've been talking about putting a song together right now. So that's just
Oh,
one of
we
the people
here
to name
for
a
it.
few. So yeah, I'm going that route.
Listen, we need to come in the studio and do a live CNC if you and Lloyd mix together. So don't
Oh yeah,
you
that'd be
forget
fire.
that. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Lloyd, I so adore him. He's got some dope tracks as well. Now,
Oh
I
yeah.
wanted to ask you, do you have a plan to do a feature with Mace? Are you all working on
I
anything?
got records. I got records with Mace. That's what
Okay,
I'm saying. I got multiple records with Mace. When we're
okay.
gonna drop it, not really sure. It's gonna be more of a timing thing. But yeah, we
Yeah,
got songs, man, and Mace still rocking like he Mace. That's all I'm gonna say. But
still
yeah,
rocking like you may.
we got rap songs. We have R&B songs. Obviously when I record, he's in the studio with me all the time. So it's a
Mm-hmm.
point where if he just hears something that he likes, he might pull it up right then and there and just record to it. So that's how a lot of our
Oh,
music has became the stuff that we've done. It's just been on the spot. It's been really genuine, organic stuff that he really likes. And yeah, he'll go in and do his thing. But yeah, we got music.
that is cool. Okay, so we need to say we need a track, we need a single, May. Stop playing with us. We need something with you and Jess on it for sure.
Hey.
I just saw a live that he had put up, well, that they had were featuring on one of the one of the blogs, and he
Mhm.
was freestyling. But he was in a full like trench wool coat suit, black suit, and he was going in. And I was like,
Mhm.
okay. Of course, what he was saying was very timely, of course, what he was rapping
Mhm.
about, but it was recent. It was so dope. So yeah, I think that that lyrical flow with your melodic flow would be a great mixture.
Yeah.
So we can't wait to hear, not even see it. We can't wait to hear it. Um, and that means now we're going to put that out there so that that can start turning so we can have that maybe before the end of the year. Can we have
Mm.
it as like a New Year's track? Come on.
That's up to Mace, man. I'm with it. I'm ready to drop so they can hear him. Like I said, it's
We
a
need
lot of
that.
people
Play
forget
that
how
back.
talented he is. You know what I mean? A lot of people forget
Yeah.
how talented he is, and who he was before he was in the limelight of being the pretty boy Mace. He was lyrical battle rapper. You know what I mean? So,
What do you say? I've
um,
been murdered.
yeah,
That
P Diddy
made me
made me
see
pretty.
pretty.
Yeah, that was a true statement. People, I had to do my research and figure out who Murder was. when I first signed to him, I had to go back. I'm like, yo, who you talking about? Like, who's this guy? He's like, yeah, he go back. I know him for the stuff that I heard on the radio. I didn't know
Yeah,
him
yeah,
for anything that was Children of the Corn or anything that he was doing with Big L and like these big people that was popping back then from New York, you know. But yeah, Mason's he's definitely one of a kind. He's definitely gifted.
one. Yes, absolutely. I say you have great mentorship. You're on
Hmm.
in best hands. Of course, being as though you're on that label, I'm certain that that's probably handled in the utmost
Hmm.
business because of all the things. Once you go through those things, you learn how to run, that so much more efficiently. So now the
Exactly.
artist will win. You'll learn, you'll win, you'll be on great music or features and such. So I think that's dope. Congratulations to you for landing that opportunity.
No, I appreciate that. Yeah, it's definitely an honor to, to be attached to someone with that much of a with that much of a light shining in hip hop, you
Yeah,
know. I mean, when you talk
absolutely.
about some of the core people from, late '90s or what's that? Yeah, late '90s on through, that he's got to be mentioned in that era, you know. So
Yeah,
it's definitely a honor to be attached.
absolutely. Now, did you watch the Hip Hop 50 last evening?
I didn't get to watch it yet, but I
Oh,
heard
shame
some
on
really
you.
good things about it. Yeah, and I heard some people were left out that should have been there. But no, I haven't got a chance to watch it yet. I actually might catch up on it tonight.
Yeah. So you heard that was some left out. Now, in your era, so you said that you're 2000s, you grew up in the 2000s and then going
Hmm.
into, well, 2000s is where we are, but early to mid, and you spoke of some of those that you grew up listening to, but as it relates to who you would have liked to see on that stage, who would that have been?
Oh, that's big. Definitely like to see more of the like the Foxy Browns. I don't know if they have
Yes,
Foxy Brown out there.
yes, no. Where is Foxy? We're like,
Foxy
oh my
Brown.
gosh.
Did they have MC Light out there? They
Yes,
had
they
to
did
have
have
MC
light.
Light out there. I was gonna
Yes,
say I had to have
absolutely.
MC Light out there.
Yes.
Um, who else? As far as the fellas, man, from the '90s or from the early 2000s.
And they actually started in the 80s. So we didn't have Run
So yeah,
DMC.
so were they showing a lot of things? So basically they went '80s, '90s, 2000s, and then they did this era. So they did all the eras pretty
They
much. They
did
brought
all the
people out.
eras. Yeah. Yes.
Man, that's cool. I wish I could have seen it. As far as the people that were there, I guess it would kind of be I would have to see it first to know who was missing. But um, that's just one of the people. I don't know if Eve was there.
Eve was
Um,
not.
yeah, Eve would be a good
Believe
one
it,
too.
she was not there either.
Yeah,
Hmm.
she's a staple. They should have definitely had Eve there. And I don't know. All
That's
the
it.
legends should have been
Still, the show's
there.
done after that.
Yeah,
But no, they did have,
yeah,
they had all the females that really pioneered it for sure. They showed love to
yeah.
them. And then they had those that we see now, Coi Leray, Lotto, um,
Hmm.
as of today, so to speak. Now, what female hip hop artists do you like of today?
Today I like Lotto. I really like Lotto. I like who else is it that I like? I like what's her name? I think her name is Callie. I like Callie. She's dope too. One of my good friends DJs for her.
Okay, I
Um
don't know if I know her.
yeah, Callie, she's a dope artist as well. It's like Callie, I don't know if it's with three eyes, Kal, like eyes, some three eyes or something. But she's really dope artist. And then I also say Coi Leray too. She's talented. She's really talented. I think she's
Yes.
underrated as her skills goes and just her variety. Oh, I also like Doja too. I like Doja Cat too. Doja Cat different, but she
I
fine.
like the old Doja. She's
Yeah, Doja.
something's happening. I don't know what's happening, but I like the old Doja.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
like, man,
Mhm.
Doja she's top notch right now. But I don't really want to speak too much on, what she's dealing with, but even with what she's going through, she's still, I mean, you see she's still selling top records, so the
Because she
whatever she's
crossed
going
over.
through
She
in her
went
life,
pop.
yeah, it doesn't take away from her abilities. And that's one thing I do like about that is, you know what kind of music you're gonna get, even if
Yeah.
someone is doing some things. Kind of like Kanye too, when he's going through stuff. we still know we're gonna get good music. You know what I mean? We just don't know what type of music, but it's gonna be good. So that's one thing I do like about Doja Cat. She's resilient, you know.
Yeah, well, she's a star. She's a pop
Hmm.
star, so that's for sure. Who would you like to work with?
Mm. I would like to do a song with as far as like female artists.
Anyone.
Mm. I would like to work with there's this guy that I'm a huge fan of, and I don't know if this is gonna put any kind of connotation on what I got going on, but there's this guy named Quentin Miller. I don't know if you were if during the when the whole Drake thing came out about him, I think it was the if you're reading this, it's too late. He was involved with that. He was involved with that project,
Okay.
and I ended up meeting him in Atlanta, running around through Atlanta after like 6 years. But I've always kind of been a fan of him because I was pretty much unaware of the songwriter aspect of music until that situation came out and I figured out what's going on. But he's a great artist and he's very humble. I would say that's one of the people that I do have on my list that I want to work with.
Okay.
Just for the simple fact of being creative in the songwriting space. And then as far as like a big name, I would say let's do a female. I would like to do a song with Cardi. I actually got a record for Cardi B. So if anybody watching this that got some contacts with Cardi B, hit me up. I got a smash
That's
for her right
cool.
now.
I like Cardi a lot. Yes,
Yeah, Cardi's dope.
absolutely.
She's a good person to work with too, as far as the way she operates and
Yeah,
the openness to even be able to take records and do things like that. So I think Cardi would be somebody good to work with in the studio as well.
cool. I like it. I like it a lot. So now, what would you tell a new artist that's coming out based on how you actually, entered the industry? What kind of advice would you hand them?
The first set of advice I would say is to just do your research. Just first off, before you jump into any kind of business, you got to know about the business, know about your history, know about the people that came
Sure.
before you to pave the way for you to even be able to try to jump in this industry. That's the first set of advice that I would give. The second set I would give is just don't stop investing in yourself. No matter what situation you got, you always got to still move for you and just invest, invest, invest. No matter if it seems hard, invest in yourself. And then the third
That's
thing is the
right.
last one. I would say your mental health. Make sure you're taking care of your mental health so you can make the best music for the people that want the best from you. It's sometimes it's tough to be in certain spaces dealing with certain things, traumas or whatever, and people try to push through it and work out of that space. But sometimes if you got to take a few days to kick back and get your mind right, then that's what it takes. So I think all of those components it puts together a very great artist, and that's just some of the things I think if you can have those things down pat, then you'll be pretty successful in this industry.
I love it. Yes, I think that that's super dope, super cool, and congratulations to you.
Hmm.
How long have you been signed to the label?
I've been signing him for about 2 years.
Okay. All
So I
right.
went through.
So
So we
still real
basically went through
new.
a little development. Yeah, went through development at first, and just spent a lot of time in the studio. Now it's we got a bunch of music, and we got to put it out. But
Okay,
I'm
so that's
definitely thankful for
interesting.
development. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say that's interesting that you say that because we think that A&R is or artist development is so very necessary and they've taken it out of a lot of opportunities,
Yeah.
in today. But yeah, that's great that you reference that's necessary or that you appreciate it going through it because
Hmm.
it does give you more. Well, you don't have to. I don't have to say it. You say it. What does it do for you as artist development?
Um, I think artist development equals longevity. I think
That's
I
good.
believe, yeah, I believe that artist development is good for any artist that wants to be successful for a very long time. Because it's just certain things that you don't experience until you see it. I mean, that you don't understand until you experience it firsthand. So a part of my artist development was spending 12 hours in the studio, doing things that I'm not used to doing on before I was signed, I was just going whenever I wanted, and I would just go 2 hours here and go 2 hours there. But now it's like, nah, this is a job. Treat it like a job. You're in here all the
Discipline.
time. You're working. Discipline first. Then secondary is how to maneuver on the road whenever you have big shows, whenever you get to that level, this is how you need to maneuver. This is, you know, showing you how security, showing you how everybody on your team should be tight knit. Like it's just those kind of things that honestly I don't think money can buy you. It's just, you know,
Ooh,
experiences and it's just game, you know. It's a game that the OGs that have been still moving around through this 20 years later, they've been this successful for a reason. And you know, they have things that they want to teach, you know, but it's one of those things where I can't teach everybody, you know, but the people that I believe in, you know, I teach them it. So, um, you know, between that and then the last thing I would say is probably songwriting too. Just getting the
okay.
songwriting
So
aspect and, you
diversify.
know, just polishing
Huh?
lyrics. Yeah, just not being
Hmm.
afraid to, you know, just to try different things. And that's some of the things that artist development has taught me. And it's definitely played a huge part in the music that I make, from the old stuff that I had before I signed to the stuff
Yeah.
I'm dropping now is definitely just a significant difference, even with the confidence level, you know. So artist development is very important. And I will advise if any artists have the chance to go through development, even though it
Yeah.
might take you a little longer to get to where you want to go, I definitely will recommend you do that.
I love that. That is great information for anyone that is actually stepping into this business because it is a serious business, for the lack of a better
Hmm.
description. So all of the things that you said, and even down to the last, which is very important because it gives you an opportunity to have that option or more points on the sheet, right? If you're writing the
Hmm.
music as well as being the artist, that gives
Absolutely.
you more control of that. So in that event that you get into a situation where you're not, the artist isn't artisting anymore,
Exactly.
then you still
Exactly.
can be making that money if you're writing, which is so many artists have done it the other way. They've been writing for a long while and now they're out as artists. So
Hmm.
it definitely keeps the bills paid, right? It definitely
Absolutely.
does. I think that that's super cool, super dope, and great information. Because sometimes so many get out here and they're really expecting the check, and that's what they're looking at: the live performances, the social media, the this and the that, and they don't really think about the business and the
Yep.
development of how many songs will you be around, you know? And I think
Yep.
that's important for you all now. And what we reference as the OGs, and being able to be an OG 20 years from now is having that experience. And we are now talking with Just Listen. He has just released a new single, Good Girls, and we are talking about him being on the label and all the things that come along with him being a part of a new label and being a new artist and learning all of the fundamentals of that as he's building his EP. He has a new song that's out, Good Girls, and then a new one that's coming in February. So hopefully he will join us so that we can say goodbye properly. Thank you guys for joining Champagne and Conversations this afternoon. You can also join us on glowluxebrand.com for all of your holiday gifts. If in fact you would like some of our bubbly, we have it in brut and rosé, and we also have our cigars and candles coming soon. So we're super excited about our glowluxebrand.com and all of the features there. Thank you for telling us all the information as it related to the A&R, because, or the
Hmm.
artist development, and because that part of it is so key as you are trying to create a career basically in this, and not just a one song. I don't want to say one hit wonder, but in essence that's what it ends up being if
So
you
this is
don't.
the day and age of one hit wonders nowadays, man. This, you know, you get those few artists that come by every 4 or 5 years that you know they're gonna be here for the next 10 or 15, you know. But
There you go.
it's a pattern. You start to notice it.
Yes, absolutely. Because so many of them in a rush. They want to get to the finish line. They want to get to the things that show that you can make the money. And that's fine. But how much of that do we really tap into the soul and go back and listen to 10 years from now and say, oh yeah, that was the jam. right? That's
Exactly.
what we're after. That's the thing that really got me going when I was in a
Hmm.
mode. Like Lil Wayne, you mentioned Lil Wayne was one of yours. I cannot listen to Lil Wayne music. If I'm in a moment and I put on a Lil Wayne song, everything in my way is coming down. I'm telling you, I'm like, I can't do Wayne. I already know he gets to
Nah, for
talking
real.
crazy. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but I was listening to Wayne and he just told me to like just whatever.
And you
So
know
I'm like,
what?
I can't do
I don't know if you know that's Lil Wayne is a perfect example of I look at music as if it can make you remember something or like a time, it's a moment. It's not just music, it's a moment. And
it.
you know, Lil Wayne, he's one of those people that when you hear his songs, it's gonna take you back to exactly where you heard it. It's gonna make you feel like that. It's nostalgic. The
What?
same thing with a lot of the 90s music too. You know, it's just music that has
Yes,
feeling that still hits the same 20 years later. You
yes.
know, and right now with the state of hip hop that it's in, I don't know that if we are creating the right music that's gonna be listened to 10 years later to our
Mm,
kids and we're gonna want to play it for our kids and stuff like that. You know, I don't know, man. Hip hop is just it's in the weird space right
State of hip hop is a great quote. I love that because coming from, they expect to hear it from us because they think, oh, you guys are just so inundated in the old that that's the reason
now.
why you can't embrace the new. And that's not what we're saying. We're just saying in the long term, how will this, turn? How will this continue
Yeah.
to carry on those moments, those times that like you just shared 10, 15 years from now that we can relate to. And going back to your first single, Good Girls, you're sharing that Good Girls, you can be still dope, fly, being a lady. And I'm not going to name some of the young ladies that are rapping right now, but that's not what they're saying, right?
Exactly. So, you know, it's almost like a breath of fresh air, you know. And that was the goal for it. You know, I had a bunch of songs I could have chose from, but you know, I just feel like that was a song that fit good for right now with the content that's out right now, you know.
I love it. Just listen. Thank you so, so much for coming back, actually. But thank you for joining Champagne and Conversations. We loved having this conversation with you. We're going to stick close. Let me know when you and Lloyd are in the studio because we will bring the cameras. We are coming. Just
Hey,
know
you
that.
gonna
Yes,
gotta pull up on me. Pull up.
yes. We're going to pull up. I don't care. West Coast, we're pulling up.
Hey.
That's right.
That's what's
Thank you
up.
so much for joining us on Champagne and Conversations. We look forward to seeing more of you. Keep us in all of the tags and posts as you release your new single, Top of the Year. We're excited for that. We're also going to say one more time, we're excited for the New Year's Eve anthem that's coming.
Hey, speaking, we putting it in the air. Now I gotta call Mace and tell
Absolutely.
him.
That's right. Thank you so much. Stay with us. We'll take you out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, just listen. Champagne and Conversations.
Ooh.
Yay, thank you.